Welcome back to another episode of Gaming Valkyries. I'm host Nars.
And I'm Ellie Mia.
And I'm Kitty Annalise.
And we are Gaming Valkyrie. Thanks for joining us. Yeah, so I guess we're just going to get into it. I know that the holidays are right around the corner, so all of us are super excited to get those presents and gifts that we weren't able to purchase for ourselves in the last month. I know some of us are still, without Far Cry 3 for a while, and so that some of us don't have boyfriends, we can't really, get those for Christmas either. But before we talk about, what we want to play, I guess we should say what we are playing now. So I guess I'll go first. Right now, I am not actually playing any game. I'm replaying some games. So any of you who are fans of the Persona series entitled Persona 3, I'm definitely playing that, although I'm having some difficulty playing it just because it is, like, when you have so many choices in a game, it's hard to figure out which choice is the right choice.
Oh my god.
Whether to sit in and study, to go out and play, or just to socialize at a cafe and try to smooch up with that other girl that happens to be sitting next to you. So yeah, that's what I'm playing right now, and I'm iffy with it.
Aww.
What about you, Ellie?
Right now, I haven't been able to really do anything because I've been cleaning up my room, but I have been playing with my subs, obviously Halo 4 and Call of Duty, and I am really dying to play the campaign because I heard so much good things about the Black Ops 2 campaign. Like, no lie. What about you, Kitty?
Alright, well, I've still been playing Super Street Fighter 4, and I'm trying to learn everything on Fight Stick now, so it's like really complicated. And besides that, there's a new game, well, it's in beta mode right now, called Hawken, and it's basically like mecha fighting combat, like Gundam style.
Gundam style. Oppa Gundam style.
That was awesome.
Yeah. It's super awesome.
So tell me a little bit about Hawken then, because I mean, it just came out there. Is it? It's not in the beta phase, is it right now?
Yeah, it's in the beta phase.
All right.
Just like high action, like adrenaline, just mechas like fighting, beating the crap out of each other. It's so awesome. I didn't expect that I would like a game like this because it's like, I don't know, not something that is usually out there, versus like shooters like Call of Duty and such. But it's so different and it's fresh and it's awesome. I've been like sucked into it. I cannot stop playing.
Oh man.
Awesome. I mean, I am a long-standing Gundam fan. My favorite series is Gundam Wing, but a lot of people are like, oh, that's like the worst series. No! It's the most political series in the entire series, but whatever. I mean, Gundam OS, I think 8 was another really good one. But I love the fact that it's like, I was looking at some of the pictures, like it's free to play, mecha combat game. Like, what more could you ask for?
I know.
I mean,
like we'll have some
whatever. Would you recommend giving it a shot?
I would. I think everybody should try it. Download it, make an account, test it out. At least spend like 10-15 minutes playing. And I bet most people are going to like it.
I have a question. Is it Mac compatible? Because I have a Mac.
You purchased this car
or you don't know?
Automotive company.
Yeah, I don't know, but I have a feeling it may be.
Okay. Because one of my friends actually told me that StarCraft 2 is actually Mac compatible, which I didn't know.
I didn't know that either.
Yeah, so now I'm curious about maybe trying it out. I've never played StarCraft in my whole entire life. I've watched people play it though.
Right. I think that's with me. Well, I mean, granted, I don't have like the best computer in the world, but yeah, I played Guild Wars 2 on my Mac, and it's like for like the first 2 months, it's like, why isn't this on a Mac? It would be kind of like controversial to not even have it on both PC and Mac. But it looks like it's just PC. I'm looking online and
it sucks. Oh, I also want to tell you is, Jen.
Yeah.
Minecraft is on both Mac and PC at least.
Really?
Yeah. And we can totally have a Minecraft party if you guys wanted to.
Oh my gosh, totally.
Yeah.
And it's like definitely low resolution, so I think my crappy 60.
Yeah, I heard any like crappy laptop or like if you have like a really bad computer, you can still
We're going to get to the bottom.
Still be able to
Yeah.
Okay, so tonight I'm gonna try running Minecraft for the first time, and I will cease from existing from reality. I'm going into virtual reality. Oh man, I think I was playing Minecraft for like a little bit on my 360, and like,
Yeah.
I was playing on an open server, and I was just throwing like dynamite all over the place, and someone just started lighting up everything, and I was like, oh okay, so then we like dove into this hole that we made, and I was trying to make a library, and this guy kept destroying everything, and I was just like so pissed off, I just started blowing us up and everything, and I was just like, you want to blow everything up? Fine, we'll blow everything up! And then he got pissed, he was like, okay.
I think he's telling the
Too
truth.
much.
Some of the most
Well,
convincing
whatever.
people you
I
will
guess
ever
that's what you
listen
got.
to are born mad. Usually they're called
So tonight we have a great show, or a great episode tonight. We're going to be talking a little bit about midnight releases. Now, when it comes to midnight releases, I know for a fact that you ladies probably have more experience than I do.
I think you had a lot of experience when you went to the Halo 4 one. It takes one experience to experience it all, trust me.
It was pretty interesting. But before we get into that, I definitely want to talk a little bit about some gaming news that happened recently. If you don't know, THQ just filed bankruptcy. Yes, they filed for Chapter 11 after one of their credit lines defaulted, and a whole onslaught of other things. I mean, some of their games were delayed, you know, a lot of their games are poor quality. I'm not including Saints Row, because Saints Row 3
It was awesome!
I've never played a game that like I stayed up to 4 in the morning, you know, trying to just like raise up every single stat I could get, like all my damage, all my health, all my combat, and like I bought everything. I bought every single condo. I bought every single store. You know, I made sure that I tried to do all the missions because I was trying to get as much money per hour as possible to just be the pimp master or the Pinterest master. I don't know, whatever.
Or even collecting stuff, like, I think you can take pictures with bands, like finding random, I forgot there's other stuff they can find on the map that I personally would never do in a different game.
Yeah, I would never, it baffles me how like they want you to pick up like with like stuff, inflatable dolls. Like you have to find like
I remember that, the inflatable blow dolls.
Yeah, with the blow dolls, and they make the weirdest noise when you pick them up. The thing that I love about Saints Row is that it brings together like GTA, you know, Left 4 Dead, and then it's just like a first person. It's just an onslaught of so many other games. The company just, you know, went down the drain.
Yeah.
Looking up there, apparently a company called Clear Lake is be buying all their assets, including all their studios, all their products, all their contracts, and all their game titles, especially one in particular that's in production, which is South Park Stick of Truth.
I want that game.
It's pretty. It looks like it's going to be a good game because you are like the next character in the series, and you have to pretty much get the Stick of Truth, and it's like you're in an episode of South Park, and next year we'll see something of it, either a demo or something like that. So
hopefully.
But sucks for THQ, but hopefully they can. You know, it's only up from here. To be honest, you can only go up from here.
I know, seriously.
Do you ladies have any gaming news? I know I kept ranting.
Ooh.
Well, last weekend, on the 21st, there was like an event for the Connecticut shooting for gamers. It was called Ceasefire.
Right.
Yeah, I participated in that, just completely playing no shooters all day. And I thought it was a really neat event. It kind of started with just like a few people, and then it really blew up.
It really did, yeah. And it's so welcoming to see that, because you know, ever since that like horrible event, video games have been attacked as.
Yes, they have actually. It's crazy.
It really is, and like I'm gonna say this now, and I'm gonna write an article actually tonight about this. I honestly don't believe that video games is the reason why anyone gets violent. I think it's bad parenting, and it's neglect. It's just neglect. Like if you neglect to steer a parent to guide your children to play games or like play appropriate games, like if you give your child Far Cry 3, not knowing that there's a sex scene in it, you have no one else but yourself to blame. Like you can't go and use video games as a scapegoat when it's you bought the game and gave it to your kid. Like that's like saying that R-rated movies, you know, influences people to jump off bridges or something like that. If someone saw like one of the Avengers jump off a bridge or something like that, and it's ridiculous because if you are if you're showing these to kids, they're obviously going to be affected by it. But if you're telling what they see, if you're telling what they play, you have no one else to blame but yourself.
Why didn't you pay her cash? You knew
Right.
the car was dirty.
And like the whole thing with the guy who was the shooter, he actually had like some mental issues going on, and it's like a whole different story, but
It was all
I don't know, he ended up getting into his mom's stash of guns, and it's just, I don't know why keep someone who is kind of like mentally unstable around
guns, yeah.
That makes no sense to
That
me.
doesn't at all. I also heard another thing is someone affiliated with that whole shooting thing liked they liked the Bioshock's Facebook fan page, and they it flagged their whole Facebook because someone of that caliber liked the thing, and it sparked a huge thing in the community where it's like, video games is not the cause of it in general. Like, if that was, when we'd be all shooting people up right now?
Exactly.
Yeah.
But, it's like the saying where guns don't kill people, it's just people who are behind the gun.
Yeah.
It's true. So.
I feel like the direction of who's at blame is going in the wrong direction. Like,
yeah.
If we're trying to blame something that has, a very small connection to it. Like, like we play these first-person shooters, but if someone is mentally unstable, they shouldn't be playing these games to begin with because they can't decipher reality from fantasy. From
exactly.
So, and again, another thing is how does America treat its mentally ill? Like whether or not that kid got the treatment he needed. That's another thing that's playing an important role. And how he got access to these guns is another important thing. And they blame video games because it's easier to blame video games whereas to do some research and find out the real true culprit to this whole sad event.
Yeah, it is unfortunate.
Yep. Anyways, but yeah, the ceasefire. I think the guy's name was Pierman. He is the CEO and founder of GamerFit Nation. He was the one that started it. If you guys ever saw the video, it was very heartfelt. Like that, I felt like it touched. It really did, and I only hope that everyone took part in it. I did. Well, I did it because I was at work. Can't really play games while I'm at work. But like I told all my friends, I wrote about it and I uploaded them on Facebook.
Do you think you have to be an asshole to sell cars?
Yeah.
Or that selling cars turns you into an asshole?
So there aren't any big events coming up besides Christmas and New Year's.
Valentine's Day.
Well, that was like a couple episodes until then.
I know.
Well, Christmas is definitely one of those, and New Year's Eve. So, on that note, what games are you ladies looking forward to get for Christmas from either your significant other or someone who's more inclined to get you a game? Is there anything you're hoping to get for this holiday?
Alright, I put Arkham City on my list. And I've been wanting that game. I know it came out like a year or two ago, but I want that game so badly. So I hope I can get that, and also Borderlands 2. Those are like the two on my list.
On my list, I want to get Dishonored. I heard a lot of great things about Dishonored.
Oh yeah.
And I don't know if Tomb Raider is coming out anytime soon, but I really want that game.
Oh yeah, I'm
so bad.
I'm dying to get that game. Oh my gosh. If I could get it. If I could only. Kitty, are you thinking about getting Arkham for the Wii U or just for?
I think Xbox.
Yeah, 360. I'm not planning on getting a Wii U anytime soon.
Me neither. Oh my god.
I think I saw PewDiePie play Zombie U on the Wii, and just watching him was just like so sad. Like he was trying to play this game. This game sucks. Like this controller sucks. And I was trying to play the game. It was just way too hard, and like the controllers weren't making it even easier. Like you have to look at your screen, and you have to look at the TV, and then like.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, the
control. Too much.
Yeah, it was really, like, I saw him flustered with it for a while, and I was like, yeah, I'm not gonna be getting that. I think we should wait out until like they fix those bugs or something, or like at least a better game comes out, because I was really like, I love zombie games, but it looks really hard. Like, you have to actually survive, you know, through a zombie apocalypse, and if you die, you're dead. Like, that's it. You can't revive. You can't start all over. Like, you either have it like on an easy-ish mode, which is not really an easy mode. You just like die and then you become a new person, and then like your old self is like a zombie you meet later on, or like you die and it's game over. You start from the beginning all over again. So I don't know. I like being able to die and come back to life with myself with all my guns and everything.
Don't blame you.
Yeah. So what game? Okay, so I guess for me now, what games am I looking forward to? To be honest, I really want to get Far Cry 3. It's funny because I saw a commercial saying, "Oh, Far Cry 3, it's like Skyrim with guns." And I'm
yeah, I saw that too.
I was like, "Isn't that just Fallout?" Like,
I know. Well, I guess they wanted to market it towards Skyrim because I think Skyrim's more popular than Fallout. You know, it seems.
It's funny though, because I was watching a documentary. Well, not even a documentary, but it was a guy who was talking about like the differences in Elder Scrolls, like Morrowind, and then like the original Elder Scrolls, and then Skyrim. And he was saying how Skyrim is like a dumbed down version of like the original The Elder Scrolls, and it's because Bethesda wants to start targeting casual gamers who would need to have, you know, kind of like pointer marks and markers showing them where to go, and like, you know, easier way of doing things. So like if you put all your stats into archery, you decide later on, oh, I don't want to do that, you can like reset it. While as in the original The Elder Scrolls, I think for the Xbox or the PC even, you couldn't do that. Like every choice you made significantly impacted the end, and it was irrevocable. Like you made that choice and you stuck with it, like it was real life. While as now, like you can be like, you know, if I wanted to be a vampire, if I wanted to be cured from vampire, if I wanted to be a vampire or werewolf, that's totally fine. Which is stupid because vampires and werewolves don't get along. So, but whatever. So I think that's how Far Cry was trying to put it off. You know, just like Skyrim. But it's like, don't people play Fallout just as much as that? Like, I don't know.
I don't think so. Like, even when I talk to some of my friends, even though if they like Bethesda, they don't like it's like, for me, I'm very like into the post-apocalyptic, or like if something happened, if America didn't win, or like whatever setting Fallout is supposed to be at, it's so cool to me. And I'm easily amused with Skyrim also because it's fantasy, so some people who like fantasy tend not to like that as well. Like it, I think that's what's happening. Skyrim has such a big following, especially from what's the thing that came out before Fallout?
The cars get sold in Chicago or
It's another fantasy game.
Sometimes
it begins with the Oblivion, right? Is that?
Oh yeah, Oblivion. That was what the. But yeah, they came out on PS3 and PS3.
And I think that's what captured people more than, you know, Fallout. It's just sad.
Yeah.
I couldn't get into Skyrim just because I don't really like the whole fantasy world stuff, but I love Fallout. I love Fallout so much.
You're gonna help me out.
Yeah.
I have weeks in that game.
Oh.
Well, I was gonna say, Jen, if you actually went to PAX East last year, they were giving out free Far Cry 3, as in they'll pay for your pre-order if you shaved off your head like one of the characters.
What?
I don't know if you would have shaved your hair for that.
No, I would not. I would never shave my head for a game.
They literally sat you down, and if you shaved your head, like, or let them buzz it off completely, you'll get the game, you know, pre-ordered for you.
What?
Yeah.
There's only one company
I know.
that prints them.
Did any girl do it?
No, not that I know of.
Oh my gosh. If it was for a console, maybe.
Check them out.
Maybe.
They're on Aliso
I guess we're
Street,
gonna go
the
into our
corner of
main
San
topic,
Pedro.
which
The guy I
is
spoke to was like,
waiting for midnight releases.
Here,
Uh,
I wrote it down.
So I guess
Thanks, Rick.
I guess what you were saying before. I've never done this before, except for one time I did it for the Halo 4 release. I probably did it for one before that, but I probably don't remember. But like there is a planning and preparation done, and it's an experience to literally wait for a midnight release for a game. I mean, you meet new people, and like you actually bond with other people for that night. and it's just crazy because people start counting down, to midnight, and once it hit midnight, it's like you're at a New Year's Eve party, but instead of like everyone drinking and kissing, everyone's running into their freaking GameStop trying to bust in their heads to get a game that they know they're going to get regardless. So I want to just get into this topic as quickly as possible. So just if you have any experience, what are some experiences you ladies have had, at a midnight release?
I can say is I feel like I'm constantly being judged when I'm there because I find myself only girl that's there, and even if there are like maybe one or two other girls, they're there with their boyfriends.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I saw that as well.
And
Exactly.
I feel like they think I'm like some girlfriend that's like waiting for her boyfriend's shit or something, like their game, not my game, but their game, or buying it for someone else. That's not the case,
Yeah, like, usually I get the guys that are like, hey, are you really getting this game to play? And I'm like, yeah, why would I be out here any other way?
Seriously.
Get out of here, okay?
Yeah, I think at some point people thought that I was buying it for like my brother or like like a boyfriend or something like that. But I was asking the guy like questions that I would normally like if I was a game I would normally ask like, oh, does it come with a DLC? Oh, what are there any other limited editions? Can I get a limited edition? Oh, that's really cool. Can I get that as well? How much does it cost? Oh, that's so funny. Is that like the original Master Chief outfit or is that Halo 3? And people were just like, who are you? And I was just like, what do you mean, who am I? Like, can I go?
I know.
Really, like, it was like, either I'm buying this from my brother, my boyfriend, or I must be from corporate, because obviously there is no possible way that I could want the game. Really, and it was, while I was waiting online, I don't know if you ladies experienced this, but while I was waiting online, there was a guy coming up and down the line, kind of like doing like a pop quiz. So he was asking like, questions and whatnot. And, if anyone won, they get a free prize or something like that.
Oh, nice.
So they were going around, and then I think that at some point, they were asking, questions like, oh man, I forgot. Like, who was the first one? Oh, who died in Halo Reach? I guess one of the question was. And everyone wasn't saying anything, and I was just like, everybody died in Halo Reach. What are you talking about? Why did you not say anything? And they're like, who died in Halo? And I wanted to say, oh, everybody died. And then all of a sudden, someone out of nowhere said, everybody died. It was like, yeah, this guy can win, a bottle.
I should have just said it. They should have said it.
Should have said it. I was just like, I don't know if it's right. I don't know if I should say anything. And then I kind of felt like really embarrassed. And then I was just like, you know what? I'm not going to say anything. And then I was right. And I was like, what the fuck? Like,
I think next time, just shout it out and not give a shit.
I know. They probably think twice. Like, oh, did you say that little boy who hasn't hit puberty yet? Yeah.
With curves?
Yeah, with curves. But I did actually, the way that I was dressing up on the line, I had like a hoodie on and like I was really snug, so I don't think they knew I was a girl per se until like I took off my hat and like I had like, long hair and it was like flowing out and people were like,
it's like a hair commercial product.
So I'm no genius.
Oh my gosh, but literally, like, Allie, when you text me, I think it was, and you're like, you just go get Halo 4.
I know, I was like, just go, because I knew that, especially since we live in a huge state, / we have lots of GameStops unlike other places where there's only one GameStop and everyone that you know in that town is going to be there at. I knew there wasn't going to be a crazy line, and I knew you would have enjoyed playing Halo on the day of, and probably experience, the release, or the waiting for the game to come out, the minute release.
But it was so funny, like, I literally got there 30 minutes before midnight. I bought my pre-order, I didn't have to wait outside for very long, like 10 minutes to midnight. They're like, oh, everyone must make the line. I made the line, and even making the line, I cut it, and they put me on, like, an express line or something. And I left and got home like at 12:20 and popped in my Halo 4 and was already playing it. And I was just like, this is sick. Like, I'm going to do this all the time. I'm going to wait till the last minute.
Especially for the games you want. Although I will say the worst thing is to wait for a game when it's winter. I hated waiting for games in the winter because it's so cold. I'd rather wait in the summer. But have you guys noticed a trend where games don't come out in the summer but they come out during the fucking winter?
Yeah. what is up with that? Because, like, I mean, I know that the games are done way in advance, so it's not even that it's not done in advance or whatnot. But you know what? I think I just answered my own question. The holiday season, that's another thing.
Yeah, I was gonna say that.
Yeah.
I was reading an article about it was by James Madigan from psychologyofgames.com. So he talks about how games that come out at the beginning of the year and games that come out at the end of the year are the games that are most likely to be considered for Game of the Year, as opposed to any that come in the middle of the year. So that's one reason why I think a lot of games come out like in November and like February and March, as opposed to June, July, and August.
We have some
So
questions for
it's
you.
always going to be in the cold season. We're always going to be waiting online in the
I'm
cold.
freezing our butts, especially since we're not in Texas or anywhere warm.
Do you know anything
Yeah,
about
seriously.
a car theft ring?
Well, maybe with global warming that'll change, and then we can get
I don't know
some.
if that's a good
Yeah.
reason to look forward to. Your Xbox might just melt in your house.
No, I don't want that to happen. So I know that another thing that's also very important. I mean, besides Halo 4, I didn't go to it, but a really big thing that happens during midnight releases are midnight release parties. Sometimes there's like huge parties that happen. I know Gears of War 2 or 3, I forgot which one. They had a huge party in 42nd Street where like an entire club was dedicated to the midnight release
I
of
didn't
this
know
game.
that.
Yeah.
Wow.
It was actually one of David Tyson, who's actually a pro gamer. He was actually the first person online to this event, and he waited, I kid you not, 27 hours, I think it was, in the blistering cold. At some point, people were giving him money because they thought he was a homeless poor guy.
Oh my god, that's hilarious.
And he's like, I ain't poor. I have $30 in my pocket. I'm waiting for Gears of War to come out. It was a fun, and like he had so much publicity. He became famous in literally over a night. I think like he was the first one to buy the game, and he got like tons of publicity. He was on, a lot of magazines. He was on TV for a while. He got like paparazzi shots with some celebrities. It was just night waiting for a game. He got really, really famous, and like now, like people are like, oh, he's a pro gamer, and like now he's getting a lot of publicity because of that. And it's like, wow. So all you have to do is wait online to get some get fame. Like I can do that. Like wait online, like, yo, I'm CEO and founder of Girl Gamer Vogue. I'm using my bitches here to alley me and just get on the leash. Woo!
Yeah, okay. It sucks is because it's once someone thinks of that idea or does it first, it's not so good after, like if someone tries to follow in their footsteps, which sucks. Yeah.
The first one to do it, or it's over.
Yeah, seriously.
Another topic, like when it comes to midnight releases, which games are you ladies more inclined to wait for the midnight release as opposed to just wait for the next day and get it?
Oh,
Well, I know the
definitely.
ones I want.
Like the big name games for sure.
That's the same.
Call
for
of
me.
Duty,
Call
I'll
of
be
Duty.
there.
It's always gonna be Call of Duty or like Halo, the next Halo game, which they already announced that they confirmed 5, 6, and 7. I think.
Oh, ready?
Yeah, already. It's already like announced.
It's already on.
Mm-hmm.
I hope we don't see any more Covenants, though.
Yeah.
No offense.
I will say is that I know from a lot of people the trend besides going for midnight releases is finding a store that will sell you the game early instead of waiting online.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I told you Chinatown. Like, there's a part, I won't say it on air because that would be terrible.
Yes.
But there's a part of Chinatown that does sell games about a week early.
And I want to get
Sorry to bother
stuff
you.
early.
We'll let you know if there are any developments.
Who doesn't? I mean, like, can you imagine, like, getting 20 levels ahead or, like, getting enough experience ahead and just, like, dig up PCs. Like, oh, I already got that gun. Whatever.
Not much help.
Well, it's the same because like I also heard like a couple people from like my friends said from Machinima, they either somehow got their copy early, or they obviously found someone else. Like even in different, which is really weird. I don't know if you guys knew, but people in Australia get the game faster than we do because they're in the future. Like they're a day ahead of us, And the UK people also get it earlier than us too, which I think is strange because you'd think that they would make Americans have it first and then, you know, have everybody have the release.
Yeah.
Well, they're physically, like, they're literally a day ahead of us.
I know. That's why I'm like, why can't they just make it delayed where it comes out first for us and then let them have it after? Because it's like, I see all my, like, UK friends or Australian friends, they have the game already. I'm like, but dude, I'm from America and this is where it came from, you know?
Yeah.
Not to be mean, but, you know, it's like, these people who are in the country where, you know, this game is, like, based on, you know, in, or the company's based in, they're playing it before we are.
Yeah. It's crazy. Yeah. Maybe they should have, like, you know, special rights for, like, or special privileges for us, you know? But that would be probably asking for too much. Whatever.
Yeah, that is asking for too much. No.
Alright. So,
I thought you Marines were gung-ho.
well, the next question that I want to ask you ladies is, whenever you're playing a midnight release, what are your favorite foods to eat during it?
Oh.
I usually have, like, I buy something from Starbucks to drink. I don't know about eating so much.
Yeah.
I eat all junk food. Like Doritos, Mountain Dew. Anything to, like, munch on.
Cole Phelps.
It's funny though because I know that during the Halo 4 midnight release, like Mountain Dew had like a double XP that was going on. So if you got like a bottle of Mountain Dew or Doritos, you got like a code to do double XP, and then you could be able to like play that same night and like go way ahead of everyone else with this.
Oh yeah, they did that last year with or the year before last year with Black Ops 2.
I think that's like you get more inclined to just eat junk food while you're playing.
Yes,
It's
you
like-
are. I do that all the time.
Just like eat, like stuff your face and then like touch your controller. Oh my gosh, I think that still bugs me. Like if you have dirty or Doritos chips and then you touch your controller and then you get like all the cheese residue on it. Oh my gosh, I'm sorry, I just made this a cringe.
Well, that's why I should eat Pringles. I think Pringles has less of a mess.
Yeah. My most favorite thing to drink, I guess, whenever I'm playing a game on the midnight release, although probably I can't say many, because the only one I can actually remember, because I burned so many brain cells, is Halo 4. But I like to drink, no offense. Like, I like to drink wine, beer. I don't know, I feel like I like to get inebriated when I play games, because it just makes it so much more fun. But, like, if I can't stay awake because I'm so inebriated, I will probably drink, like, an energy shot, or energy drink, or I'll stay away from sugary stuff, but I mean like soda and stuff like that. But I will definitely have like a cup of coffee or an energy drink.
I think
Like I'm wired.
I think for me, I would buy is coconut water, and the naked juice. I don't know if you guys know that. Naked. I don't like their smoothie stuff as much as their juice stuff. Their juice stuff is really good. There's like a carrot orange mix that's really yummy, and I'd get that. And also, what else was that I drink? God, I forgot. Oh, and tea. Of course, tea. I try to wean myself from coffee because I don't know if you guys ever drank so much coffee that you started shaking, and I was like, this is not good. Lay off of that.
That's when you don't eat anything for a while. Or like it's been a while since you've eaten anything and then you start drinking caffeine. So that's all it's running on. Your body's running on caffeine and it's just like, I have no carbs to balance myself out, you know. Kidding?
Oh, just like midnight releases, I would say, like, if anybody's planning on going to one, I'd recommend going to something that's like a really big game, because I was so embarrassed back in March. I went to the Silent Hill Downpour midnight release at GameStop, and I'm a huge Silent Hill fan, so this game I waited for like the longest time. I was there at exactly like 11, and I swear to goodness, there was like only 6 other people that were there. It was like kind of embarrassing. It sucked because no one's really doing anything. So if you are planning on going to one for your first time, I would say make it something big, because that's when the fun stuff really happens.
Yeah. Wow, 6 people. That must have been terrible. What did you guys do for an hour?
I know, right? Nothing.
We played like those little arcade games, stuff completely unrelated to Silent Hill. fighting games and everything.
Fighting games and everything.
Yeah.
I would have gone around the corner and drank, like, you know, a bottle of scotch or something. Just, like, go to a bar. Like, we'll be back. We'll be back with your new
Yeah,
kid.
okay.
We'll make this
Oh, you
party
should make a
start.
cardboard version of you, like a full size, and put it there so nobody can be like, well, you weren't here. Be like, no, this is my placeholder.
Yeah, this is me.
You charge in here shooting up the place like the Ballad of Bulge.
Imagine people started doing that at like big midnight releases. Just like had like themselves standing on line. Like, okay, I'm gonna tag my stuff in. I'm gonna put this here, hold my spot, and then like 3 hours later you come back right before midnight and I'm like, this is my place mark right here. It would be so weird. It'd be even weirder if people started talking to it actually.
Yes, it would be.
Hey, are you waiting online for Halo 4? And it's like this smiling face. With his head up, like, hey. So I guess another question that I wanted to ask you ladies is that when it comes to midnight releases, I know, you know, sometimes some of us want to go directly for campaign, and if there's multiplayer, sometimes we leave the campaign for a while later, and then we go straight to the multiplayer. What do you ladies like to do first?
Campaign first for me, hands down all the time.
Tell me
But because I always play on the hardest difficulty, I will have to take a break and want to go into multiplayer because, you know, a lot of people always say this, you know, if you don't go into multiplayer, you're going to feel like you're left behind. But for me, of course, I'm going to try my best to get through campaign as much as possible. That's what I usually do. What about you guys?
Usually for me, it's just like, screw the campaign for the moment and just go straight to multiplayer.
You did that with Black Ops 2, I saw that.
Yeah, I was like, forget the campaign, I'm just going right for it.
Well, I did that for Call of Duty, so I can't really say much. But it was only because I was finishing up my Halo 4 campaign because they came out kind of like around the same time.
Yeah,
and then I had school, so I was like, Halo or a Call of Duty campaign? And, you know, hands down, Halo. No offense.
Yeah.
So why would you play multiplayer first for Call of Duty, but not for anything else?
I think, well, for Call of Duty, I feel like multiplayer is definitely the highlight, and campaign's just like, it's okay. But with Modern Warfare 3, it was, I don't know, the campaign felt a little odd. I didn't really like it too much, so that kind of turned me off. So I was just like, you know what, even though it's a completely different game by a different company, I just want to play multiplayer. I had friends on, and every single time I get a freaking new Call of Duty, they're like, Kitty, come play! Like, ASAP, as soon as I put it in. Get spammed with invites, so I just went ahead with it.
Well, that actually starts my other question. For midnight releases, when you guys start playing multiplayer, who are your friends that you play with first?
Well, for me, if it's campaign, I usually solo play it first. But second comes is the people that I play with the most often, which is my clanmates. So I usually play with them.
Well, for me, it's mostly, it could be just basically whoever is on and actually has the game. It could be my boyfriend, or I have 3 people I always play with, and that would be Reaper's House, Beer Belly, and my friend Ryu Mega. But basically just those people are whoever has it.
God. Well, he kind of has no life. No offense. Okay. I should listen to this and be like, LA, blah, 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 blah. I'm gonna get a blast on Facebook from him if he hears this.
he's gonna hear this podcast. He's like, you were talking about me.
I know, but hey, I advertised you with Kitty.
I guess in my personal opinion, I prefer not to do midnight releases just because I'm lazy. I want to like sleep in.
I don't want to be in the cold.
Yeah, I don't want to be in the like. I'll do it for like those once in a lifetime opportunities, you know, for like really big games. Like I did it for Halo 4, just because. I mean, come on, Halo 4. Like if you miss a day in that, like you miss like an eternity, you know, and like to catch up is just a pain in the arse. But like you know, for other games, it wasn't that like crazy. But anyways, I guess that's wraps up for our main topic. So quick question, ladies, before we end it for tonight. Are there any events that are coming up that you're looking forward to? Besides Christmas and New Year's, because we've already gone through that.
Not that I can think of.
Well, I don't know if this is gaming related, but Jen, I know we have like an event, or the event where it's a YouTube vloggers, right? It's in January.
It is in January. Thanks. See, this is why I love asking. That's absolutely right. I believe it's GamerMotion.com, Sonic Boombox. We're actually getting Game Grader and Mashfest. They're all coming together. I think CL Gamer also is talking about it as well. But we're starting for the very first time. We're having a New York City gaming YBP or YouTube blogger podcast meetup. So if you're a gaming YouTube channel or if you're a gaming podcast or even a gaming blogging website, it's an opportunity to get together, to mingle, to socialize, to network in hopes to create projects, create collaborations, and just to find other people who have the same interests, and just to expand and broaden a very powerful community we're trying to start here in New York City. So if you're in New York City, January 21st, which is a Monday, by all means come down to the Fashion 40 Club on 40th Street between 7th and 8th Avenue for some discounted drinks, amazing games. They're going to be Tekken Tag tournaments, Street Fighter versus Tekken. There's going to be Street Fighter Ultimate, I forgot which one, the Ultimate one, I guess the anniversary edition they're having. They're Persona 4 Arena, they're going to have PlayStation All-Stars Battle Royale. There's also Guilty Gear, tons of fighting games, predominantly fighting games. But tons of websites are going to be there. We're going to have some press there as well. So it's just, an opportunity to shine and show your gamer side and find other opportunities to get together. So, yeah, thanks for reminding me, Ali.
No problem.
But Ali Mew's going to be there. So, yeah. So if you want to meet Ali Mew, by all means, come on down.
And if you want to meet Jen, come on right down and buy us some drinks since we're both single.
Yeah. Gotta shout it out there, Ali. Well, thanks very much, everyone, for listening to our second episode of Gaming Valkyries. Tune in next week as we talk about cosplay at events.
Someone's drinking.
More than a dozen
I'm drinking
dead
tea.
criminals
Are you sure?
the LAPD.
I wish I was. Don't get me started. But yeah, next week we'll be talking about cosplaying at conventions, Comic-Cons, anime festivals, outside with our friends, how we do it, how we get ready, and what does it take to get it started. So, thanks so much for listening to Gaming Valkyries. I'm Nars.
I'm Ali Mew.
I'm Kitty.
And we'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.